Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. Today, we're going to have a sports issue. About a year ago, or a little less than a year ago, at the Super Bowl, time right before the Super Bowl, a lady at the Marriott and her manager seemed to be seemingly had some kind of plan to set Michael Irving up. And he had a brief conversation with a woman who later on went and said he said something untoward to her, and the Marriott went to his room at the middle of the night and kicked him out of the hotel unceremoniously, and they wouldn't even tell him what was going on. All right, and it took him time before they actually told him what the allegations were. He had to get a lawyer. He lost the job with the NFL Network. And he couldn't do the Super Bowl. They took him off of ESPN just on the word of a white woman. Uh, I say she's a white woman because I'm not so sure they would have did it for any other kind of woman. But his life was pretty much put on hold because of an unfounded, unproven, and unprovable allegation from one woman who actually came up to him to start to talk. And so I'm gonna put a 5 minute clip up. It's a little bit more than their encounter was, maybe around 2 minutes, maybe even less. And she's saying that he gave her that classic, approach about how big his Johnson is and all that other kind of stuff. And out of the clear blue, it doesn't make any sense why he would do that. And he was with some other folks. Nobody around him heard him or do anything. And the lady was actually kind of engaging with him, but all of a sudden he was some kind of baboon. So, so the NFL Network, ESPN, and everybody else just takes her word for it, not because, she has more credibility. It's because they didn't want any smoke during the Super Bowl, and they didn't want anybody to lose even a dollar putting somebody up there. So they give this woman the benefit of the doubt and destroy a man's career, his reputation on an unproven allegation. And that's what we're talking about. This whole notion of believe all women takes away the due process from a man because the court of public opinion has a price tag attached to it. And whether he's guilty or not, the companies are not willing to pay that for any individual, especially black men. So, um, I take that back. For no man, for no man, I was wrong. Not just black men, but no man. This is women get away with just saying any old thing. And so this kind of lessens the impact of women when they're actually telling the truth and got provable data. So I got the clip of the whole thing. And I'm gonna just play the clip. And I'm not gonna make this a long video. Clip is like five. I mean, clip is like 5 minutes long. Y'all can see for yourself. I might do a little narration, and because there's no sound on the clip, but you'll see the players who are involved. After a little while, and you'll see his encounter with the lady, and then you can see for yourself, whether it makes any sense that he had to go through all the stuff that he went through. So here goes the clip. We're going to play it right now and just take a look at it. See what you think about it. So here's the clip. So there's no sound. So he's not in the hotel. This man right here somehow is involved. He's like a manager. And so Michael Irvin hasn't come in yet. So the chick is in there too. So seemingly like they're just waiting for him to come in so they could do their thing. Here's the chick right here. So here's the chick. She got her cue. She goes in the bar. Right here's Michael Irvin. All of a sudden now she's back out. So she comes out to him, so I guess he shakes her hand a little bit. And so he moves out of the bar. Now he said he had a few drinks. He's on, anybody who's out, hanging out in a new town, Maybe he shouldn't have talked to her. So unfortunately for him, he can't talk to anybody now. He can. Here's the dude waiting, pacing. So that dude's pacing, looking to see if he can, waiting for the chick to come give him a report. So Mike is talking to her. Now, he does make a mistake, I think, in by, even touching her a little bit like friendly, because, we can't do that anymore with women, even on a hand. So look, she doesn't look untoward. She doesn't look like he's saying, "Hey, baby, why don't you come, give me a blow job or, come up to my room. I'm gonna give you my big black mambo." Does she look like a woman who's hearing that? Why would she stay there? Where's her demeanor? So this is the mistake he made, right? He shouldn't have touched her at all. So I give him that. Uh, you know, so some people don't like to be touched, and he shouldn't have done that. But still, that doesn't deliver itself to, hey, baby, let me ruin your whole life. So he should have been careful with that. So now, but they shake hands at the end. Look at that. She's shaking hands. So if he was saying, okay, if he was saying something so untoward to her, why would she shake his hand? Why? Why? Tell me why. Now she leaves him, and then now she goes makes a report to this bozo right here. And though they walk off, he looks kind of mad because maybe she didn't really get what they wanted out of him. And so they both leave together, and then his life goes downhill all after that encounter. His life goes downhill for a whole year. So the good news is that he got his job back today with the NFL, okay, NFL Network, because he Marriott settled. Why would they settle if he's guilty? Okay, I don't know. They didn't disclose what the settlement is, right? So we don't know what that is. However, it made the NFL, ESPN, and everybody else. Well, he's not working for ESPN no more. He's on FS1. FS1 took him back even before this allegation was over. But the NFL Network took him back. It's not only because that they think he's innocent or not guilty. So because a precedent would have been set if he would have never got his job back once Marriott settled. Because that lady's not an employee of the NFL Network. She's not an employee of his. She's just a random woman, right? So if you can go ahead and punish and take a man's job just because he spoke to a random woman and she didn't like what he said, what about those ratchet ass NFL owners and the shit that they do? Do you punish people now? You set a standard that if you say something and a woman, random woman, says that, oh, he said my butt is big, or I got pretty lips, or he said hello and I didn't feel like hearing a man tell me hello. He asked me to smile, and then your life is over. So somehow we gotta put things right again. And anyhow, so this works out good for him. He gets his job back. He's on FS1. He cleared his name because he's come a long way from the Michael Irving of old who was playing football. And he shouldn't have had his life taken away for an allegation that you can't prove. That you can't prove. So if the Marriott settled, that means he got some kind of disclosure, some kind of money from them. And so all is well, that ends well, but it could have went the other way. So thank God he sued. He fought back. He fought back against this allegation. And we somehow, men, have to get back to normalcy where we can't believe all women. We could, they take the benefit of the doubt and put a weapon, they weaponize the benefit of the doubt. It's weaponized now. So, yeah, what you do is investigate all allegations, but maybe a person's name, the so called perpetrator's name, should be withheld until you have absolute proof that it should be put out there. Because if you can't say who the potential victim is, but you have a right to face your accuser. If you have to do that in a courtroom, but the accuser gets the right to destroy you until you get to a courtroom, I think that's absolute bullshit. So we got to fix that. Anyway, our paying marriage, politics, and sports over and out.